Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Nerd Gear official long form video. We are not usually a video channel, but we have decided that we want to start helping out newer players and doing some video series or specifically new players to Magic the Gathering. So in today's video, we're going to go through and discuss what exactly do I need to play Magic the Gathering. I've bought a deck or I've got a friend who gave me one. What else do I need besides cards to play this game? These are going to be our top recommendations for products that you absolutely need, and then we're going to show off a few products that you don't have to have, but once you see them and play with them, you're going to wonder how I ever lived without these, and you're absolutely not going to be able to go back after having had these luxurious items. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first up, the very first thing you're going to need once you have constructed a deck of your 100 cards is a deck box. A deck box is going to be the thing that holds those 100 cards. You are not going to want to walk around with those cards loose in the back pocket of your Jinko jeans. And there's about a million different deck boxes out there, ranging from inexpensive plastic all the way up to the most durable leather with multiple compartments and magnetic features or windows to see into your commander and so on and so forth. Most of these deck boxes, even if you purchase them from United States companies, are developed and manufactured in China. So places like Amazon and Wish do have good options for you at a fraction of the cost compared to name brands like Ultra Pro, Heavy Play, Dragon Shields, and so on. However, most of those are extremely generic, but they still do the job of housing your cards. When you start to look at other companies, many times their boxes have been optimized for competitive and serious players, and they may function into a larger set of products like Heavy Play, which design all their products to kind of work in tandem with each other via magnets. No matter what your preference is, though, a deck box is absolutely essential for playing Magic the Gathering. Next up on my list would be card sleeves. Again, you've spent money to get these cards, and you are going to want to protect them for years to come. Card sleeves aren't something you think about or maybe even know about unless you've been around collectible card games before. I was like, wait a minute, I put my cards into these little plastic envelopes. Why? What am I doing? The short answer is so that you can protect the cards that have value, but beyond that, as you play, you'll realize that shuffling 100 cards in formats like Commander is much easier after they're in sleeves. Additionally, it also makes the cards much easier to pick up and move around the table as you play. Plus, there are many double-sided cards in Magic, and having a sleeve keeps your opponents from being able to know what cards are in your hand. It may not seem like it to a brand new player, but sleeves are also absolutely essential for playing Magic the Gathering. The third thing is going to be dice. There are as many, if not more, customizable options for dice than there are for playmats. Literally hundreds of thousands of dice on the market in every color combination, material, and everything from rubber or plastic or epoxy or metal or glass or even precious gemstones. Magic makes use of specifically the D20 on many of their cards, but it also utilizes D6, and many Magic products include a 20-sided spin down, which looks like a D20, but instead of being random numbers, they spin down in order from 20 to 1 so that you can keep track of things easily. You will absolutely want several D6s, as +1/+1 counters is a huge popular mechanic in Magic the Gathering, and you will lose track without something to represent this. Dice are absolutely essential for playing Magic the Gathering. The fourth thing you are going to want for Magic the Gathering is going to be a playmat. A playmat is perhaps the first thing on this list that you don't absolutely need to play. It happens at every local game store that someone forgets theirs or didn't bring their Magic stuff or perhaps chose not to play a playmat just to make everyone at the table gasp a little bit. Playmats are essentially oversized mouse pads, and they help clearly define your battlefield. They also really help with picking up the cards, and they will help add life to your card sleeves and to keep things clean. When you get little pieces of dirt and dust on your cards, you'll be able to tell right away, as you can feel that grit and grime in between the cards when you shuffle. A playmat is also perhaps the best place for you to let a little bit of your personality come through. The artwork on a playmat is usually a place people really enjoy showing off, and there are thousands of different designs and different companies that make them. Ultra Pro usually has the officially licensed artwork from new sets when they release, but many others also have Magic official art offerings, as well as a whole world of custom art mats. Amazon and Wish also have endless options, including lots of art that has nothing to do with Magic itself. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, Marvel, wildlife, or whatever your heart desires, there are probably going to be options out there for you. Next on our list is going to be life counters. Life is how you win and lose the game most of the time in Magic the Gathering, so keeping track clearly is for sure a necessity. There are many options of how players can keep track of their life. Classic pen and paper, or even apps on your phone. Spin downs are also popular, but there are also a few products specifically for keeping track of your life, such as the paper wheels provided in the pre-constructed commander decks. A whole various array of life wheels are also available through official Magic the Gathering products and some companies on the secondary market, as well as some 3D printed options. A few retailers have developed their own life wheels, such as die-cast metal wheels and the Nerd Gear LifeTrax life counter. This is where we start to diverge from things that are absolutely necessary to play and more of a, hey, these things make your life easier. If we look at a product like the LifeTrax wheel from Nerd Gear, it's a sturdy construction and can track life from 0 to 99, and the wheels can be easily rotated with one hand, so you don't have to put your cards down to make any changes. These can be purchased on their own or in the Commander Essentials kit, which helps organize your battlefield, keep track of your storm count, commander damage, and more, as well as holds all your dice and tokens, which leads us to our next topic, which is tokens. Tokens are also a vastly popular mechanic in Commander. You make lots and lots of tokens. These are permanents that you put on the battlefield, and they can be artifacts, creatures, copies of other existing permanents, etc. Magic does an okay job of making their own tokens, and again, if you buy a pre-constructed Commander deck, it usually includes 1 or 2 tokens for each kind of token that deck can make. But if you play a deck that has a theme built around tokens, you will run out pretty quickly, and again, there are literal thousands of tokens on the secondary market. And similarly to play mats, you may want to have your own tokens to express yourself. There are a few companies that also make dry erase tokens, which are extremely useful because you can simply write what the token is, or you can spend a few minutes with some colored markers and make your own masterpiece. Nerd Gear also offers some generic tokens such as the 1/1 Dude and the Flying Menace, among others, as well as a double-sided dry erase option made out of a thick PVC plastic. Lastly, as you start to play Magic more seriously, you're going to need organizational accessories. You're going to end up with many decks and lots of cards that aren't in your decks, but you're going to want to hold on to those. So eventually you'll have lots of decks, play mats, dice, and various other items. Some good options are cases for your decks, and these can range from things like backpacks or sling-style bags, as well as hard cases. Again, there are lots of options available here from Amazon and even Home Depot. For extra cards, you'll need things like trading card binders and various storage boxes. And for a playmat, there are only a couple of storage options here, including single playmat tubes, and then Nerd Gear makes a playmat sanctuary, which is excellent as it holds up to 13 playmats and 1 playmat tube, but it fully houses your mats behind clear PVC material, which showcases your collection and also quickly lets you look at and decide which playmat you're going to take out to the LGS this time. That pretty much wraps up the essentials, and while there are lots of other accessories and options for you to purchase, these are the ones that stand out as things that you need to play Magic the Gathering. So we hope you found this video helpful, and thanks again for checking out Nerd Gear. Please go ahead and jump down into the comments and let us know if we missed something, or for the other people watching the video, go ahead and comment other accessories that you have found that were absolutely vital, that helped you. We would love to hear that feedback, but also go ahead and like the video, and please subscribe to the channel. We are a very new channel, so subscribing really helps us out, and it's going to help you find our further videos. We're going to be doing a whole series on lots of different things about Magic the Gathering to help out new players, how to understand the game, how to play the game, all the terminology, talk about the stack, all kinds of crazy things that should help your learning curve and should help you learn how to play Magic more quickly. So tune in next time. Until then, have a great one.